Hey guys, welcome to the Wrestle Pures podcast. Our little Sunday special we got going on. If you're new here, my name is Isra, and I'm joined by my co-host Ibu of Wrestle Pures and our good friend Rob from Unpurist. If you're a regular, you already know what it is. We're gonna talk raps, just catch up. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, like the video, super chat, all that good stuff. It's been kind of an eventful weekend, I think. Like, Ibu was just at Collision. That's like pretty exciting. Why don't you tell us like how that was?
Well, first I just want to say hello to everybody, and I've lost my voice. I hope I don't sound too crazy on the air. Um, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here for another Sunday special with two of my best friends from Russell Purist here. And yeah, I was at Collision, and it was a very interesting evening to say the least. I got a media pass. Um, Certain members of our brand, like AO, allege I've done unspeakable things to obtain this pass, and I would like to put it out publicly that this is not the
You
case.
did. You did.
No,
You did.
I
And I
do.
have the footage of said events.
I attained this pass the honorable way by being a great member of the media, and I want to thank AEW for being gracious with me. They were very nice and good to me all night. And yeah, I was at Collision. It was a fun time. I got to speak with some people within the company. I got to run into some other members of wrestling media. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to Will Washington. And I had a good time. I lost my voice, and hopefully I don't sound too fucking crusty on air. What's going on with you, Esther? How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm all right. It's
Mm.
actually been like I feel a pretty eventful week, like with wrestling and everything. Like I feel like I've been kind of MIA, if you haven't noticed, because
Mm.
life has just been super hectic. And yeah, like it felt good to finally just be able to like catch up with what's going on with wrestling and everything. I actually kind of feel like the spark again, because I don't know if it was like obvious or whatever, but like the past few weeks have been like pretty shaky. So I'm just happy to like be back. I'm happy to be in the hosting position again. Like hopefully we're gonna get back to like, pushing out weekly content and everything. I miss you guys. Like
Yeah,
genuinely.
we missed you. I missed the pink mic.
Yeah. Pink Mike is back.
The
Like,
pink
come
mic is
on.
back, man.
Yeah. So Rob, how have you been? I heard you have a situation with Stanford on Rush's contract.
Real. I just want y'all to know. Listen, I know what Roosh posted today. I know. I seen the tweet. I seen the tweet just like everybody. Everybody think that's a I resigned tweet. It's not an resigned tweet. We are still leaving AEW and going to WWE. He
Quick
is
time
just
out.
letting
Quick
you.
time out.
Go ahead.
Who is we, Rob?
Oh, I'm on. I'm actually on. Roosh is very big in Louisiana. And so
Right.
he has this stake in some businesses that we hold. Me and myself, I own them too, but that we have
Mhm.
down here. And so I'm on his management team. I make sure he gets his huh.
Okay. All right. Go
I
ahead.
make I make sure he gets his contracts. I make sure he gets his deals, the money, his house, the way he wants his house. I make sure he has his house. If he wants a fur carpet, we get him a fur carpet. It doesn't matter. All I know is, listen, we are on our farewell tour from AEW. It was nice. It was fun ripping people's masks off. But NXT Gold is what we want.
NXT. Not even the main roster goal. Shouldn't you want like a check doing
We
SmackDown
gotta
stuff?
come in there and take every belt. And if you do you think we're losing it? No, we're calling ourselves injured, just like Shawn Michaels did. We're
So
giving it up. We're never losing.
so you'd rather your client Roosh uh go over to NXT than team up with Andrade on Collision? Is that what you're telling me?
First of all, if he goes to Collision, he's nobody's gonna know who he is because nobody watches Collision. That's the first thing.
What are you talking
The second
about?
thing is
Ooh,
nobody
I got
watches
bad
Collision.
news.
The
Good
Yeah,
second
thing.
thing is
Israel's a collider now, so I don't know what you're saying, Rob. Yeah,
I wouldn't go that
Stug,
far. I wouldn't go that
that's
far.
she's a
Astaghfirullah.
collider. She's a collider.
Astaghfirullah.
Astaghfirullah.
Go
No, but
ahead, Rob.
listen. Nobody watches Collision. That's the first thing. So even if he went to Collision, it would literally be like Roosh disappeared off the face of the earth, like so many other talents, like Miro and Thunder Rosa, etc. Secondly, why would we want to go to work for Collision for less money? You know how much money we're gonna make with WWE? You know how much the Mexican wrestling market within WWE is expanding as we speak? And you think we want to stay in AEW? AEW.
That's a fact.
Listen, that's
Can-
I, God bless. You know what I mean? God bless.
No, AEW.
Uh,
But
I hope Bruce stays. I will tell you this, man. Watching the recent WWE TV, the way they're positioning Santos, Ray, and now Ray and Dragon Lee, it does feel like they're trying to bait him. You know what I mean? It feels like they're trying to like throw out bait for Roosh. So we'll see what happens there. But you know, Roosh, if he's playing both sides to get his money, you know, fair play to him. So
what do you mean playing both sides to get our money? What money from AEW can we get?
good.
I mean,
Tony Khan's a fucking billionaire.
Because listen, when they see,
Tony Khan's
hey, you know what's crazy? When they start to see those Collision ratings, and Warner Brothers is going, hey man, what's going on? I thought we were supposed to have millions every week.
Yeah, look, I don't know, man. I think you guys should seek the bag from Mr. Khan, but I digress, man. I'm happy you guys are all here.
Boy, get
And,
one media pass and look at him. Look at him.
yeah, nigga, you know what I mean?
That nigga hated AEW 6 months ago, and y'all remember.
That's not true. Don't make stuff up on my name. You know, I'm an enjoy all wrestling guy. You know, I'm an enjoy all wrestling guy.
Five MLW wrestlers right now. That you have not fraternized with on the internet.
Alex Kane, Alex Hammerstone, Myron Reed.
He's not there anymore.
bro.
Why are we talking about MLW?
Bro.
Okay. Yeah, why are we talking about?
But why are you answering for real? And you couldn't even get all five.
You see?
Tell
He
us
has to have a take on
tell us
everything.
about this wrestling weekend. As you talk to me.
This wrestling. Well, we started off with ROH Death Before Dishonor.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yes, on Friday, absolutely.
We had a historic main event with 2 Black women. I believe that's the first women's main event of the Tony Khan era of ROH.
Yes, first main event of women's main event of any ROH. You know,
Really?
So, yeah, it's a special.
And it was an amazing match. Like, I really think they stole the show. Like, it's actually kind of amazing to me how, you know, they don't have more. Like, I know, like, them main eventing ROH is a big deal. Like, I'm not taking anything away from that. I just feel like it's time to give them more. Like, I just don't see how you could see a main event like that and not just be obsessed and just shoot both of them up to the moon. Like, I can't wait to see more of them. Like, I think this has been just an incredible year for them too, and just for wrestling in general and what they've been able to do for women's wrestling. So, of course, I enjoyed that main event, and I think that was probably my favorite part of like this whole week's worth of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What do you think?
Here's the thing about it, Isra. Like, Athena and Willow Nightingale have like tripled their stock in this year, you know. And when you talk about how they should probably main event more, Athena in particular is like the only thing that's like drawing me at all to Ring of Honor, because Tony Khan's Ring of Honor revival. When you ask me like what's really there on a week-to-week basis outside of these pay-per-views, I don't really have an answer for you except Athena. You know, the fact that she's on, you have to subscribe to Honor Club to watch her. She's so good that she's worth the price of admission by herself. She's that good, and she's done an amazing job rebranding herself this year. You know, wrestling like a bully and being a champion and fighting everybody, and you know, week in and week out. I saw her live just last night, and then the people were into her, and I thought Joe Holbert did a great job talking about the journey Athena's had. If you haven't seen the career resurrection of Athena by Joe Holbert on the channel,
Yes,
you definitely should. Great video. She's just so fucking good. You know, and I'm just really happy for her that she can kind of be herself, her alt queen self, and kind of do the thing. You know, I thought
She is my alt queen. That entrance made me so happy. Like, I can't explain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that she can just be her nerdy alt self and like actually be celebrated for it. It seemed like a few years ago that just like doesn't even seem within the realm of possibility with her, and to see her flourish like that, like, it just makes me happy.
That's the thing about it, is her like she doesn't fit into like the typical women's roles in wrestling, you know, and in the past WWE struggled in featuring her because of that, because they have very black and white views of women's wrestlers. And so she
Yeah.
didn't really
Mm-hmm.
slot into them. She's not going to be your black woman stereotype. She's not going to be the sexy type either. She's a nerd, and that's okay. And Athena is being this like almost like alternative goth nerdy bully heel with her outfits and stuff. That's her. And because it's her and she can believe in the role, she can be the best version of herself. And I do think
Mm-hmm.
this is the best version of Athena we've seen. And I'm not. This is not to discredit Willow Nightingale, because I think that she is just one of the best women's baby faces in the fucking world. You know, um, she's so good at being a baby face that like I get like emotional watching her. Like when she got into submission, like I was like, no, please don't fucking tap. Like I had so
Yo,
much.
that picture of you crying, yo.
The picture's crazy. The picture is crazy, but like she's in the submission, and I'm like, no, please don't fucking tap. And when you can connect with somebody that on that level spiritually, bro, it's fucking special. That's what wrestling is all about. So I loved it. What did you think,
Would you
Rob?
say it's cinema?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding me? When she did that kick out of the eclipse that Athena
Bro,
did off the
that
top
kick out
rope,
of the eclipse.
that's a
Yo,
fucking
I was
kick out,
going
nigga.
through it, yo.
That's one of the and the thing about it, Rob, is when you do it that dramatically and position it at that point in the match, it legitimately does raise the tension, and it does make the thing more dramatic, and it
Yeah.
does create this just epic final stretch. So
I
I
also
thought it was
think it
amazing.
like it adds to Athena's current greatness because if you remember when she got cut from WWE, she was going on podcasts and she was explaining I think this was always the heel gimmick that she was supposed to have that they never let her have because right when she was about to have it, they were like, "Oh no, we don't need you anymore. Go home." And so it's great to see that she can finally show this other dimension of herself rather than what people thought. Like she had the ability a little bit right before she left NXT and they fired her, but it was like now it adds.
Oh my god.
Oh my!
Why would you post that? Like,
Nigga look like he ain't ate in 5 years and nigga just stole his meal.
I don't know what I was cooking. You know what's crazy? I was gonna delete that after like 2 minutes, and then I forgot to.
you should have. You pushing
Yeah,
40.
I'm not. I'm not pushing 40. But listen, as the great Manny once said, you know,
Monty, thank you, but please put it away. Like, I hate
Monty,
it.
Monty, put this. This is too big, like on the screen. Like it's like my eyes are like glistening and shit. Someone thought I did my eyebrows. I've
Bro, he
never
thought
done
he
it.
was having like a Bella Hadid moment.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You
Boy, y'all
No,
need to
I
see the
did.
the pictures of EBB post that nigga swear he a bad bitch, bro.
I don't think I'm a bad bitch. Someone did ask me if I threaded my eyebrows, and I've never done that in my life. Why is this
why is
eyebrow
his eyebrow
sweating?
sweaty?
My eyebrows are sweating. My eyebrows are sweating. Uh, I don't remember what I was fucking talking about, but
Talking about Athena and Willow.
Wait, is that what you were crying about for real?
yo, that shit. Oh, not because listen, real hoops make you cry hoop tears. You feel me? As Manny once
Yeah, but
said.
I didn't know it was that specifically.
Yeah, no, it was that match. Yes. I just, I finished it, and I was just like, when
I
black
just don't
women.
understand how you manage to be like a misogynist and then turn into this and then go back to being a misogynist tomorrow. Like, how do you manage?
Hey,
Well,
if you ever watched Dynamite with Ibu on Discord, you know what we talking about. This is a misogynistic man.
I'm not a misogynistic guy. I'm
I
really
would even go
passionate
as
about.
far to say that he's a threat to women.
I'm not a threat to women at all. I love women. You know what I mean? I love women so much.
He'd be like, is this worth watching? No
I
answer is cool.
I'm a big supporter and lover of women of color. And that's why I thought it was so special to see two black women just do it at the highest stage
Yeah.
in the main event. Be great, be the best match on the show. It's really something to be proud about. You know what I mean? It
No, it
really,
really is.
Wait,
yeah.
you sure you're a supporter of women's wrestlers of color after that Bianca tweet last week?
So here's the
I
deal with
was
that.
I was thinking that, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to make it hot. Like,
Yeah, just put me on blast and make the block hot.
I don't
The
know.
thing about the thing
but
about
like maybe you can like clear the air right now.
Okay.
On the Wrestle
Okay.
Peers podcast, because you've been getting cooked about this online. I don't usually even like bringing up Twitter shit on the podcast, but like, why? Like, please explain yourself.
So here's the deal with that. I love Bianca Belair. I think she's just a special wrestler. She's a fucking superhero. You know, uh, I think she's amazing, and I think that WWE, especially in the Triple H regime, surprisingly, I don't think he like really gets her in terms of how to present her. I don't think he really understands like Bianca. I think he gets Rhea Ripley for whatever reason. He has some weird connection with Rhea Ripley.
He's never gotten her because he didn't even give her the NXT title when
Well,
she faced Shayna.
there you go. There you go. That's what I'm saying. The best version of Bianca was after she left Triple H's nest, which is kind of crazy because Triple H is a net negative for WWE. Make no mistake about it. I mean, sorry, net positive. But with Bianca specifically, I don't think he gets her. I think he gets Rhea more than he gets her, and as a result, Rhea's coming off better on TV as a character. Whereas Bianca, I almost like kind of dread what she's about to do because whatever it is, it's going to be something that like isn't going to connect with me. I just don't think he gets her as a character. In the ring, he doesn't put her in position to just, be triumphant a lot of times. She's usually kind of getting fucked over with stuff. And I just don't think that's the best way to use Bianca. I think she should be an ace, a top girl, the face of the division. And because of it, Rhea's having a better year, in my opinion. That's what I meant. I'm not saying Rhea just is straight up better than her.
I think you don't understand how like you come across sometimes, and this is not about turning into a therapy session because like I've had enough. But like you don't, it's like the tone. You're like, it's partially not her fault, but like honestly, like I think Rhea had a much better year than Bianca. Like, why you just throw Bianca under the bus?
Really?
What? That's not how I sound.
That was like from like way left field too. Like that's what I didn't get.
Y'all don't understand. We always have this kind of like you, bro. You have to say these things. You know that, right?
You don't.
Someone said Eva had a Freudian slip. Nah, like, number one, I don't sound like that. When I tweet, I'm not like, I don't believe that.
No, you're right. You're like, I don't believe that Bianca Belair.
Oh my god,
had a good year.
Triple H is not Triple AO's fucking impression of me is the worst shit in the fucking world. He gives me a lisp, and I don't have a lisp at all. Like I don't get it.
I need AO to run in here real quick. Like his timing, he don't ever want to like be here when I need him.
Yeah, I'm glad he's not here, but yeah, at the end of the day, I love Bianca. That tweet was not to disparage her or her work. I think Bianca's amazing. I think
you
don't.
When she beat Becky at Mania, what was it, 2022? Man, I
almost cried. You were like, we're really gonna end Becky's reign like this? Like you?
No, I didn't fucking say that. I don't like Becky like that. I thought that match was amazing. In the moment, I gave it 5 stars, and I almost cried watching that match. So there you go. You know what, Isra, you told me off the air earlier today that when women's wrestling is great, it like moves you to like your fucking core. And
yeah, that's true. I was simping about, hold on, because let me just tell the audience, because I was simping about women's wrestling, because I was rewatching Athena and Willow, and I was just like, when a women's match is great, if you put like a women's match and a men's match back to back, and they're both great, the women's match is always going to move you because it just has so much more heart. And I swear that makes such a big difference. Yeah. And the reason why I kind of started simping is because I'm thinking like, when you think about like Willow and Athena specifically, like they really have to get it out the mud, like, and have to work twice as hard as like the men that are coming on after. And like, when you're getting that quality, you're not just getting a great match, you're getting 2 people that like really had to fight for it. And so like you just get so much more heart out of it. Like it's just soulful. Whereas like a men's match can be amazing and not taking nothing away from them. But usually, if I'm just thinking like generally, it doesn't have the same type of like feelings to it.
You're 100% right.
Yeah. I was thinking about it as you were saying, and I'm coming up with the same reasons. I think what it really is we're inundated with the quote unquote template for a men's great match. Like they usually have the same similar beats. You know what I mean? Like they do this spot and that spot. They all fall for the "This is awesome" chant where they're laying on the floor selling. Like there's usually a very similar repetitive rhythms to a great wrestling match and nowadays with men, and so many of them get opportunities that women don't get. So when you watch the women flourish, I tend to find their matches more unique when they are great, and that combined with the fact that you're seeing people that are making the most of an opportunity that they don't get as much, it makes you just happy for them personally. And so I think that's why kind of when it hits that really, really high level, it just kind of hits you in your spirit. At least it does for me. So,
just like a lot of women's, like for me, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, like 2015, the first one, I like the Sasha and Becky match way more than the Finn and Kevin ladder match. I think that match
it's just better.
Way better. Yeah. Because it was just like you never, because with WWE they've never really been invested in women like that. Sorry, my screen turned off. But in WWE they've never really been invested in women like that. So like when they were so invested, you seen the crowd like that was a lot of people's first time really seeing the crowd invested with women's wrestling like that. And so when you have that atmosphere, it just makes it. I just think it makes it better than some of the men's main events or matches on the card.
It's why it's right. I kind of hated when WWE was trying to like pat themselves on the back by always screaming all these superlatives about women's history, because it was like we can see it. It is there. It's a real thing. You don't have to like scream about it and
It
tell
makes
me
it feel
because
performative when you say it 30 times a night.
no,
Yeah.
and it was unnecessary because it was happening. You don't have to like scream it at me. Like I can see it. You can see it in the moment. You
Yeah,
know.
like it would be like the first women's Royal Rumble, but also women's evolution and the first women's elimination chamber. But remember the women's evolution, like, bro, we get it. It's
Mhm.
evolving.
They don't want to talk about how it took them forever to get to this point.
Right.
Mhm.
They don't want to talk about how like it took them like how many like 50 or 60 some years in their history to have two women, let alone two black
Exactly.
women main eventing WrestleMania. Like, so I don't
Exactly.
know where
Right.
that like pat on the back, like who they expect it from, because not me.
I got a question for you guys. Would it be fair to say that right now, Willow and Athena are the two best women's wrestlers under Tony Khan's umbrella?
100%.
Yeah.
I need Athena to have two belts. I need her to be like the female belt collector, like
Mhm.
now.
Why the fuck not, right? You know, I look when someone's hot and when someone's great, you know, like you roll with it. And to me, you know, Rob, it was real whiplash watching that match, and then the next day being at in Newark for Collision, and the women's match was Sky Blue versus Taya Valkyrie, and like nothing against those two like specifically, but it's just I no when I watch Dynamite or Collision, right, I just don't ever watch a women's match with
Listen,
talents that are
listen, listen.
operating at the level of those two right now. And so because they're the two best to me personally, I would like to see more stuff centered around them. So
Listen,
that's
we asked, I know after the events of Wednesday night, which was, it was smart. I know everybody was like, why didn't we have a win? I'm not going to get into the whole discourse because that's been a discourse for like a week and a half.
yeah.
But like, I think it was better that they didn't have a longer women's match on Wednesday than if they did,
Mhm.
because everything on Dynamite besides MJF and Adam Cole was overshadowed by Kota Ibushi and the Blood and Guts match.
Mhm.
Jungle Boy won a belt, nobody cared.
Mhm.
A lot of people cut semi good to good promos, nobody cared. And so it's like we asked for a women's match. We didn't ask for Sky Blue versus Taya Valkyrie.
Mhm.
Well, at least they didn't. I don't watch Collision like that. So
Oh my-
oh, I
well,
got it.
for,
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Dwight Howard with 199 says, Ibu, who keeps leaking our text messages online?
I want to say something real quick. I've never spoken to Dwight Howard in my life.
So you did.
I found out about this Dwight Howard text message situation, and all I gotta say is that man is the freakiest of frogs I have ever seen in my life.
You
When
didn't
that
mean to.
nigga, when
You
that
didn't
nigga in the dead of the Israel, did you see this story?
mean.
Did you hear about this nigga Dwight Howard?
Yeah.
This is a freaky frog.
He's a freaky,
Yeah.
freaky frog. He is a freaky, freaky
Yo,
frog.
that's a nasty man, yo.
Dwight, if you ever text me talking about some, I'm trying to see that meat at 2
Yo,
a.m, I'm gonna
come on,
block you.
man.
Like that's just
Yo, come
like
on.
what are you on, bro? Like what are
Hey,
you?
nah, bro. You don't remember that one Knicks game 3 years ago where you and Dwight met up?
All right, bro.
Yeah, tell us
He
about
was
that.
rubbing
Yeah,
on your
I
back
I have never
when
I've never
when
met
he texted you. He said, "Ibu, I need a massage, and I
I've
don't have
never
anywhere else in New York to go."
so here's the deal. I did used to give massages. I never
Oh no!
Oh my
hold
God, we're not
on.
doing this on the Wrestle
Come
Affairs.
on,
No,
man.
here's the thing. Have I ever given them to someone like a Dwight Howard? Of course not. Of course not. And we have never met. I have never been freaky with
Oh
Mr.
my.
Howard. And I don't know why he's asking about these text messages that don't exist. Thank you. Please never super chat me ever again, Dwight Howard. Darren Walker.
But
Yes.
hold on. Since we're
Mm-hmm.
on the subject, someone just tweeted me.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know my opinion about
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler dating Shakira, because Shakira is my idol and Jimmy Butler is my goat. So like the way I look at that is Shakira literally scammed the Spanish government, did tax evasion, didn't do no time, Then she embarrassed her ex in that diss song, and now she's dating Jimmy Butler. Like, this woman is literally my idol. Like, I look up to her.
Mhm.
So I think this is just like a beautiful day in my culture, personally.
Shout out, shout out to Jimmy Butler, a pretty sound dude. Rarely moves
Hope
wrong.
he gets that ring.
Other than that weird period where he had those weird braid extensions, I don't know what the fuck he was doing there.
That was his real hair. He said so. He
That
said
was
that was
not
his
his real hair at all.
But
That'll-
are you calling Jimmy Butler a liar?
yes, I am.
You know,
That's
I'm happy
crazy.
for Jimmy Butler. You know, I hope he gets the ring. You know, that'll be the one ring.
It depends
he
on what's
gets.
gonna happen with this fucking Damian Lillard situation, you know. So
No, no, I'm
Oh
talking
my
about that.
God. Jimmy,
Oh, wait,
I
wait,
mean,
wait. I'm talking about the wedding ring. That'll be the only ring he ever gets. So I
no.
hope for that.
oh, you thought you
Oh.
ate with that. First of
He
all,
thought he better. He better.
I'm not getting into this with you, bro. I'm not doing this with another LeBron Dick rider. Like, someone smart, maybe we could talk.
What are
But
you talking? All I know is LeBron had the highest scoring Heat games, and they won titles.
oh my God.
Mm.
Okay.
My man Darren Walker has given me a shout out here. He said, Ibu, how was Collision? Did you meet any wrestlers? And see your picture with Will Washington. AEW need you on creative. And did you tell Will we want QTV on TV? No comment to the first question. I was with Will Washington at some point yesterday. And we need you on creative. Look, you know, if AEW wants to pay me to be on their creative, I'll happily be on their creative. A bag is a bag, and I'd love to help out. Monty,
He's willing to do some strange things for that piece of change.
I've never
be
moved
on
strange for
creative.
some change. I've never done that. Monty's loading something up on the screen. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, here's me and Will. You know what's funny? Someone in my replies said I don't look like a real person, and I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, what do you?
Wait,
What do
okay,
you mean?
so that reply or you're black?
Yeah, it's
Which one?
even when my profile picture is me at this point, they're like, oh, back of Hangman's black. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, like unfollow.
Someone yesterday, was it Chris or no, it was AO who said like the protagonist and villain of a Tyler Perry film. And
You're the villain. Definitely you're the villain.
I don't know how anyone could look at me and see me as the villain of a movie with a black woman main character. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how that happens. But nah, it was someone said Ibu does look AI generated. That's crazy. That's crazy. They cloned Ibu. Nah, man, that's me. I was kicking it, no filters. You know what I mean? Just kind of doing my thing at a Collision.
So what do you get when you have the day media pass? Like, is that just another like fancy comp ticket? Like, do you do anything? Like, you have to
Is it a
work?
fancy comp ticket? Yeah. Well, so I get to kind of kick it with the other media members. If it's a show that has a press conference, I get to be a part of the press conference. And then, you know, from there it is a bit of a glorified comp, to be honest with you. But it depends on the show.
But you get a little badge. Like, that's cute.
I get a little badge. You know, I get to see people that I wouldn't be allowed to see prior otherwise. And
Wow.
and yeah.
You know, Jersey is round the way from me.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody told me that it was an AEW show the other night. Nobody.
Damn.
Oh. Well, I'll tell
Nobody
you what.
invited me. Some people had media passes, didn't even think to ask me. And just know that I don't forget these things.
I'd like.
Did you see AO's?
What did AO say? What did he say?
AO said, "I'm not gonna don't put it on the screen, but Hangman gave up that whole."
That's not true. Listen, I'd like the world to know that certain people hosting this podcast were told about this a week ago, and for whatever reason, they just don't remember.
Wait, so you told Israel about you giving up for the media pass?
No, I didn't give up none for this media pass. I told niggas to let me in, and they let me in.
Yo, pause, man.
Pause. Fucking pause. But nah, it's not even like that. You know, it's not even like that. Let's go to the next fucking Jersey show.
No, I'm good.
I was gonna say,
Wow.
oh, damn.
Wow.
Wait. Is it which one is it? That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Whatever. Darren, thank you for the super chat. And shout out to Will Washington.
Thank you, Darren.
Oh, I got it. Coach O, $5 says, Ibu's hands are softer than Justin Jefferson's. Go Tigers.
I do have soft hands.
Oh!
Oh my god, it's
I
just
don't,
ick after ick.
I
Like,
don't, I don't know. I don't know how this individual would know this though. You know.
oh my god, let's just.
She just pulled out the checkbook. She pulled out the clipboard. Like, all right.
No, I'm literally no. I have my notes right. I'm literally sitting here doodling because like you're stressing me out.
Like, come on, man. Like,
listen, I just
listen, if you have something to tell the people, this is.
You know what?
Safe.
We're gonna segue because he was at Collision last night. It was last night, right? Yeah, I wasn't, so I had to watch it from my screen, right? I just want to point out. Listen, maybe y'all could tell me in the chat. That little intro they do where they do like each of the acts like promotes, I guess, themselves being on the show.
Yes.
Like, what are your thoughts on, like, is that something that like isn't like cringe to you? Because when I see it, and maybe it just needs to grow on me, but it was giving me like theater kid.
So the thing about it, Isra, was in the late.
And I'm not even trying to be a hater. I actually thought some of them were like really cute.
So answer you, Isra, in the late 80s, there was a show WWE had called Saturday Night's Main Event. And they would open the show with like those promos where like everyone gets like 20 seconds to speak. It'll be Hulk Hogan like, tonight I'm gonna slam Andre the Giant. It'll cut to Randy Savage. He's like, the Macho Man is gonna deal with Jake the Snake Roberts here. And so it was like this kind of cute hokey 80s thing. And I do think
yeah, it is kind of giving like. Go ahead.
No, I was done.
Anyways, so like let's get into Collision. Do we want to go straight to the main event? Like, what do you want to?
Let's just talk Ricky Starks because he's the star of the show last night. You know what I mean?
Rob, did you watch Collision or did you like fake not watch
Collision.
it?
Like, I was so dedicated to hating on what I thought would be such an awful episode. It was. I dedicated to hating so much that I was driving in the rain and I watched this episode of Collision. And man, it was every bit of bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I mean, look, I was there live, so obviously there's a different experience. But to me, the big takeaway was Ricky Starks, who I think AEW has course corrected, frankly. He was somebody that I was starting to kind of, I don't know if the word's lose faith in or interest, but I just wasn't connecting with Ricky as much as I was maybe a year ago. And the big thing about last night's show was, don't make that face. Go fuck yourself. But the big thing about last night's Collision was he's back to being like a braggadocious, flamboyant, cocky dude. You know what I mean? And whether he's a babyface or heel, that should be what he is. Oh my fuck. Oh my god. Oh
my Rob, God. You got it.
Ricky Starks has seemingly responded to the compliments that were the hit-ons that Hank Ibu of Wrestle Purists has done on this episode. Said, Ibu, thanks, Zaddy. You're the star of my show.
Just want to say you're
beautiful.
You're suspiciously way too good at that. But look, my point is this: Ricky Starks, whether he's a babyface or a heel, that should be his personality. He should talk about
no. Respond to Ricky Starks. No.
Yeah, respond to Ricky. Yeah, that's it. You don't got to go into nothing crazy. Just like,
if I'm the star of your show, Ricky, I'm happy you're happy, I guess. But he was the star of the show yesterday. Him talking about his Versace and his Gucci, and he said like, let's not worry about me cheating. Let's worry about how sexy I am, how strong I am, how nice I am.
That's why you lost your voice, huh? You started screaming.
That's not why I lost my voice. That's absolutely not why I lost my voice. But I just thought that passionate Ricky, where he's screaming his head off, is the best version of him, and he should stay that way. And he doesn't fit with like the elite types. but I do think there's a place for him in AEW, and I do think there's a place for him in the upper tier scene. He showed it yesterday. That was my big takeaway from Collision. What about you, sir?
I agree. I felt like Ricky looks like at home. I don't know. He
Mm.
has like a different type of confidence to him. Like with that promo, I really felt like I don't know if it's like something that you can tell by like their aura or whatever, but it just kind of felt like he probably enjoys being here a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he had like a different type of like energy with his promo, like how you were saying, like he was talking his shit. I thought that was hard. Like he kind of seems like he's I don't know, like I don't know, like just kind of elevating again.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think he's a lot of fun to watch when like AO's not in my ear screaming that he's trash. Like Ricky really is fun to watch. Like,
I want the public to know that Ao he has a destructive influence on wrestling Twitter, and when he decides an opinion, everybody decides to just go with
No,
it.
he doesn't. No, he
And
doesn't.
sometimes he's right, but sometimes it's
it's just because no. It's because he's loud. Like that's what it is.
Ricky
Like I was
Sting's my
enjoying
nigga.
Ricky. No, I was kind of like I was really feeling the promo, but I could feel like AO like in the back of my head screaming at me that the shit is trash, and I'm just like it's like trauma.
I'm telling y'all, listen, what happens is people will feel something, and then AO will come on and Pierce will be like, y'all like Ricky, my nigga? Ricky sucks. And everyone's like, yeah, big bro. I think he stinks too.
No. Israel, that voice in the back of your head was not AO. It was your good conscience telling you the
Really?
truth. Listen, I remember a certain man named Ibu Wrestling Prayers saying that Ethan Page sucked because all he did was scream promos. Yet when his man crush is on TV doing a scream promo, he is on here saying it was good and he enjoys it.
So here's the deal. Some people are bad at screaming promos. That's just what it is. Some niggas can scream and some niggas can't scream. With Ricky, it works for him. And that's just the bottom line there. Rob, would you not agree, even if you got the whole agenda, would you not agree he came off better yesterday, the way he is there, than kind of just generic babyface Ricky? You know what I mean?
Agendas aside, he is way better at being a heel because I think he's just naturally, and I don't know him personally, but I think he's just naturally a dickhead. There's a lot of guys that are, you can tell when they try to be a face and they stink at it, and then when they try to be a heel and they're good at it, then that means they're more than likely a dickhead in real life. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the way he wants to come off. And I think in like the past year since he's been a face, it just felt like he felt like a different person. Like he didn't feel like himself.
And here's the thing about it, is historically, I feel like when people start to like a wrestler when they're a heel, you shouldn't fundamentally change what makes them appealing when they turn.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's happened before, where like people get into a guy and then they're like, okay, I'm gonna turn babyface and be this like fucking virtuous good guy. No, we liked you because of how like charming you were. You know.
Right.
So that's the thing with that, and that's what they need to realize. Ricky Starks, you know. So yesterday was a step in the right direction for that. I thought Christian was good on Collision as well. You know, he's always just super solid. You know.
I
Well,
feel
you
like
know.
Collision is low key Christian's show.
What?
It is.
It really
It
is.
is. No, you're
Like he
right. No,
has.
That's personal bias.
It's really not because he literally has a championship and he ain't even have to win it.
real
Who
talk.
you know could do that?
Talk that shit.
Listen, Christian's a bit of a
I don't know.
turtle.
Punk been carrying around an empty bag, talking about the old days.
The old
But it's supposed to be
days. The
his
old
show.
days.
Ricky was talking shit. He
Hey,
said
hey, you,
he told Punky, he said there's nothing in that bag, just like how there's nothing in my bag. And I was like, what are you?
hey,
I was like,
call.
watch your
Hey,
mouth,
listen.
man.
Call the belt yours when you win it and you don't pop a titty. Call
What?
the belt yours when you win it and your ankle doesn't snap in half from you poking at it when you fucking tying your shoes. That's when you call it your belt.
CM Punk never lost his AEW championship. He beat John Moxley at AEW All Out, and then he beat up the Young Bucks and got suspended. But he's never lost his
That's not
championship.
what
And
happened.
he hasn't been back on his feet ever since. Let's talk about it. No, we're not.
That
You're not
boy,
ready.
hey, that boy. Listen, when we get into that main event, oh boy,
Ooh.
Yuzora
Listen, I
Hart.
actually thought that Collision was like pretty. What happened?
I don't know. It looks like Rob.
Where's Rob?
I think Rob's connected. He can come back. What were you gonna say though?
Go ahead.
Go
Oh
ahead.
no,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'll circle back.
No, I remember what we were talking about because Rob just freaking popped off. But yeah, I thought everybody's great in that main event. I enjoyed it.
And
I
not
like
everyone.
I thought everybody was good. I
Not
like
everyone.
I like these all-star tag main events. They take me back to my childhood, where
Yeah.
you just
Yeah,
where you
for
just kind of
sure.
get four scattered talents that aren't super affiliated, kind of just doing their thing in the main event.
Yeah.
I thought everybody was really good. Hopefully
I
Rob comes
thought
back soon.
I thought Ricky was really good. I thought Christian was really good. The end.
You said,
But I mean,
what do you think is working for Christian these days? That like, why do you think he's still as good as he is?
Christian has this thing where he just gets it like every single time. Like I don't think there's ever been a time when Christian was ever like anywhere below excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
Monty.
can be slightly less like mobile, but
Mhm.
still know how to make the match really compelling. Some people are very rusty and they just look very confused out there. Some people just got it. Some
Mhm.
people, you know,
Some people got it, and some people can't, are too afraid to take certain spots because they're afraid to tear their hamstring from trying to sit here and do it running off the ropes.
It's for a
Christian is really smart, is what it is. Because if you're already been injured, because Christian has had injuries, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
you have to know. Even like Danielson has had injuries. Like a lot of your favorite wrestlers have had injuries, right? But what sets them apart after the fact is how they're able to adapt with whatever it is that's like kind of like holding them back. But like I'm just seeing with Punk, and I'm genuinely trying to not have a bias with this one. It just kind of seems like he doesn't train at all. Like he kind of just trying to like wrestle off muscle memory, and it's so painfully obvious. And like you're supposed to be the guy that's leading this show, and I'm not buying it. Like he's being put in the main events because it's respectively at the moment his brand, right? Do I think he can build a franchise? No. But this is where we're at right now. But I'm just a hater, right? He looks like a shell of himself.
Cook,
I
Like,
wait, Cook.
I still enjoy Punk's wrestling. I
Yeah, because
physically could he be, I guess, whatever, more built or whatever, in better shape? Sure. And look, he has a lot of hats backstage. You know what I mean? He has to focus on so many different things that are not wrestling, and hopefully he can get, I guess, in better shape, I
I
suppose. But
I
just
think he's assuming a lot of leadership positions that he's not ready to have because someone gassed him up
Cook,
and made him
Cook,
that
Cook.
he could not only like be able to like manage his own career, which he historically has not been able to even do. So how is he going to manage anyone else's career, let alone an entire show, and build it up to be a franchise from nothing?
I think he's generally doing a good job. I actually think Collision has distinguished itself from Dynamite in a really
Yeah,
interesting
because
way.
it's a WWE show,
Yeah,
You think so? Can you
bro.
explain
it's
Bro,
that?
vet pilled like
TNA, bro. The only ever show to do this or company to do this was like TNA, WCW. Yo, those fucking Ring of Honor. You watch Ring of Honor like every week. You watch old AEW. AEW never had promos at the beginning of the fucking show that lead into main event tag matches. They never done that shit. They've never done that shit. They've either announced something on Dynamite and played a pre-tape backstage or whatever, but they don't do opening show promo back and forth and then a tag match between everybody involved in the main event. They don't do that shit.
Do you do you
I
think that's
don't think that's
automatically
the
a bad
problem with
thing?
Collision though. I feel like it's not necessarily anything wrong with kind of like having a show that has a lot more like surprises, I guess. Because that might be, really like intriguing to some people. Like core AEW fans are not going to feel it as much because it's a very specific kind of structure that like Dynamite and Rampage have been having. So that part, I feel like it's got to either grow on you or you're just never going to like it. But personally, I don't see that to be like a WWE thing. It just kind of seems like an old school, like showy
So
type
so
of
so
move.
so what is the WWE aspect of it that brings out to you? Then I'm curious.
It's just a little more gimmicky, no?
I'm just asking because
Look,
people have been saying this, and I'm just curious what they mean by it.
But the
Uh,
thing is WWE, are you using it derogatorily?
What's up?
Are you using WWE
Some
like
people
as
do. Some people do. You know,
Yeah, a lot of people that have this.
there's AEW. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say there's AEW fans that like 100% will be like, this is a WWE thing they're doing right now, and for them that's synonymous with like, I don't want this in my show, because for some people AEW is the alternative. You know.
I think for me, yo, the problem before you read the super chat, the issue for me is like it just. I know it doesn't feel like the Cornette show, but it's just like, bro, all these Cornette shirts, yo, Jesus, bro.
I haven't seen that since the first week. You know. Zora Hart $5 said, "We don't need Ibu in creative. He was just in the audience, and suddenly we were harassed by a Dax promo." I think Dax should talk every week. You know what I mean? No, I can't lie. Last night, I
I'm
don't know
not gonna
what.
lie, that was like I didn't think that was a bad Dax promo.
Really,
I didn't. I actually was kind of like into it.
I wasn't sure where he was going with his story. You know, like,
Listen,
he was talking
Yeah,
about.
it kind of was giving like the uncle who just like he's just talking just to talk.
And you were feeling that, like you were just into the
No,
whole.
maybe not feeling it. It was just like very familiar. Like I actually didn't mind it. Like I'm just
oh
like
my
it
god,
just was what it was.
It took you back to a family gathering. You know, it's like, all right.
The thing is, I like it when it's like me personally, and it could just be that I'm fatherless. So before y'all bully me, please remember that like that's what it is over here. Whenever I see like, especially like in wrestling, like a guy having a character where like he just loves his family, like I feel like more connected to it. Like y'all make fun of him, but I think it's very sweet that like he brings up his daughter and his family and stuff. I mostly like it with KO because he got anger issues, and like the way that he kind of like shows like his protectiveness like over his family and stuff, and I like just the way that he carries himself. Like I was low-key thinking like if Dax would kind of like lean into kind of like more assertive kind of family man rather than like whining as much as he does, it could be a lot more compelling.
dog.
I don't think there's anything wrong with. Yeah, I don't personally. I don't mind Dax mentioning his daughter. People make fun of it, and it is a funny meme. Murph in the space the other night was amazing doing the impression about the whole my daughter thing. But look, man, you know, when you get to back of Hangman's age, you appreciate a good man that appreciates his daughter. You know what I mean?
What is Dax Harwood without his fam? What in a promo? What is Dax Harwood without his family and his daughter? Go.
Dax Harwood is a hardworking man that loves tag team wrestling.
We're in. Hey, listen. A lot of wrestlers are a lot of these wrestlers are in America. They're very hardworking. This
Let me
doesn't
finish.
matter.
You know, he's a man. I love tag team wrestling. I'll die for tag team. I love this business. Goddamn it, I love professional wrestling. You know, that's Dax. You know, look, man. All I know is he's a blue collar, lunch pail, man's man of a wrestler, and that's why people like him, man. It's why people
You
like Bret
know,
Hart. I'm
you
just
know what
saying.
they associate with blue collar wrestlers with a lot.
Who? What? What are they
A certain
associated?
date on a certain year, but I'm not, you
What the
know.
fuck are you
It was in
talking
it was
about?
in a January.
What the
It
fuck are
was
you
not too many
talking
years
about?
ago.
Uh,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Look, all I know is Dax is the most hated great wrestler in the world right now. And I'm not gonna say all of it is not his fault. Sometimes
No,
he can
he's
be a little.
not. No, he's not.
He can. Who's the most hated great wrestler in the
Bro,
world?
there's so many.
Seth Rollins, Dax is not
Literally,
hated like that.
Kenny fucking Omega.
It's for
What?
AEW fans hate Dax. You know, they fucking
Bro,
hate him.
That's
find
not
me
true.
WWE.
He gets like cheers all the time.
Hey, live chat. Do y'all like Dax?
But like I'm just
let me
going off
know.
like crowd reactions. Like it doesn't
Oh
seem
yeah,
like
the live crowds love him. They cheer for him.
Right, like what? There are wrestlers that literally are good
so
that get shit on online and in person.
All I know is
online and in person.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the responses. Who? Yes. No. I'm a fan. Dax is awesome. No. Yes. Love him. Meh. Tomato. Yes, very much. Dax looks very racist.
Dog, they said Dax is one
Niggas
of
can't
those
have a mustache now.
They said Dax is one of those try that
The
in a small
mustache?
town.
It is Parker got a mustache once, and people started like acting like he was someone he wasn't. Like niggas can't get a mustache now. That's crazy.
I like mustaches.
Yeah,
They're very like they may just make you look triumphant.
Shout out Errol Spence, Bud Crawford, Nalia Inoue, Stephen Fulton. Real music will be played. Also, even tell your boy Punk to get Mercedes on Collision. Yo, Mercedes will 100% be on Collision at some point, and I will put that. I will push that one up the flagpole for sure.
No,
Yeah.
she will not be on Collision. Sadly, I will
I
see
don't
to
know, man.
it.
Nah, Mercedes is gonna be. That's gonna be the funniest thing when she's a collider. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be so fucking mad.
But the thing is, who's she gonna wrestle?
Willow and Athena.
Are they on like specifically brand exclusive to Collision?
So AEW's brand split is a soft split, so like they can appear on any show, but Collision is specifically focusing on Willow 100%. And the plan was for
Oh,
Athena to
as they
start to,
should.
yeah, and basically as a top girl there, yeah, and there were plans internally to have Athena be kind of featured on the show more. So yeah,
Mm.
listen, fucking Mercedes versus those two as your top two matches. I mean, I'll fucking take it. The Mercedes Willow match they had in New Japan was great before the injury.
The
You know.
only place Mercedes is going after this Joshi run is back to Friday Night SmackDown. That's the only place she's going. The only place she's going. Because once she's seen that after this Joshi run, once she's seen that the AEW well is dried up because the Elite are gone and they can't really pay anybody to stay because
Oh
the
my
Elite are
god.
gone. Once they can't pay the people on Collision, like, but who wants to pay the House of Black anyway? But once they can't pay Collision people, once they can't pay Dynamite people, where's she gonna go? Rampage? Nigga, nobody watches Rampage.
So
She's
what's
going
the
right back to
Ace
Fridays.
Ace Rule said I hate that Rob is right. So y'all think she's really just gonna go back to WWE after this Joshi run?
Listen, when Trinity is done with this Impact run, she's doing the exact same thing.
I don't know, because I think the fact that everyone is saying that she's gonna go back to WWE is probably gonna make her want to not do that.
We'll see what happens, because Mercedes is very mercurial and she's hard to predict.
Yeah. So
Um,
in terms of Collision and everything,
mhm.
I'm hearing our guy Ibu of Wrestle Purist has a scoop on like some of the changes in the creative direction.
Yeah, I do have a bit of a scoop on the creative direction changes. I don't know how many of you, how closely you guys in our chat have been following this. I know we have a very educated audience at Wrestle Purists who is very tapped in. But generally speaking, if you guys haven't noticed or have just not been seeing it, there have been changes to the creative process in AEW this year. Um, Throughout the year, there's been so many different just personnel changes and maneuvering, and generally speaking, it's been Tony Khan's way to just get more organized and structured internally. And yeah, he's just trying to get more organized internally, right? And basically give people more specific titles within the roster. And from a creative standpoint, I mean, he's given QT Marshall just seniority when it comes to the decision making. Same with Sanjay Dutt. Pat Buck has a heavy hand in the creative team. He hired Jimmy Jacobs, who was a writer on Raw, and he's writing on Dynamite. And just generally speaking, following the Will Washington hire, who he was directed to be like, I think they called it like the administrative director. He's basically overseeing the long-term creative direction of AEW, and AEW has a writing team of its own at this point. It's not TV show writers or Hollywood writers like WWE, but basically just the guys that they assembled on their creative are now heavily involved in that aspect of the show. And they have an organized writing team that puts together these TV shows week in and week out, and it has led to an increase in pre-recorded, just pre-taped vignettes and segments. It's led to an increase in basically almost covert invisible camera bits on these TV shows. And yeah, it's just an effort to make AEW a bit more of a coherent and character-based show. For some people, I don't know if there's been any difference. For some others, they think maybe it's becoming a little too more WWE like. And for others, I mean, they might say that it's a better show as a result. But those have been the changes with the creative. I don't know if Israel, if you have a list of the specific people hired or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
there's been a lot of structural, just infrastructural movement in the company this year.
Should I go down the?
Sure, yeah, yeah. Well, let's walk
So
us through
this
it.
is So this is according to people in AEW. So Mike Mansouri, holy shit, former senior VP of production from WWE was hired. Adam Hopkins, we have BJ Whitmer. Will Washington is an AEW's administration coordinator. So he oversees like continuity and guiding the long-term creative. Yeah, so like other people are part of the creative staff: Pat Buck, QT Marshall, Jerry Lynn, etc. Yeah, and like as you mentioned, like Jimmy Jacobs, former head writer on Raw and everything. So they have like a pretty stacked staff to be able to kind of run creative a lot more thoroughly. Because before, I believe it was just Tony Khan booking the show, like literally show to show, right?
Yeah, he was doing that, and he just kind of like some of these guys were there, but they didn't have like very clearly defined roles. And so what Tony would do sometimes he would just consult people on certain things and get their opinions on them. He tasked these people sometimes with producing matches like spot for spot. But when it comes to just creative, Tony just kind of did what he felt was right on the shows and would book them like that, and he'd closely collaborate with the main eventers for what they'd want to do on their show. But there was far less structure. It's why Cody Rhodes, when he left AEW, he described the backstage environment as punk rock. And so, I'm not saying that's neither good or bad. That's just what it was. And now he's kind of made it more organized with cleanly defined positions and given the positions and labels to the people that you named.
Am I thinking about somebody else, or wasn't BJ Whitmore let go?
Yeah, so Whitmer specifically, he got fired because he got arrested for domestic violence. He was somebody that was working really closely with the women until about a month ago. And I'm not sure if they filled his shoes, because when I spoke to people in AEW about it, they did say that BJ was like the biggest hand when it comes to the women's stuff in AEW. And that they'd have to basically kind of fill that position now that he's kind of gone from the company. So I wonder if that has to do with some of the
they might just have him listed.
Maybe. But have you noticed any change on the TV, Rob, based on like these changes to the structure, or do you think it's just like, like what do you think about that? And I want you guys in the chat to let me know this as well. Like, are these changes to the process, are they noticeable to the television?
It hasn't been really big. Like, we've seen the rules come out last week. One of my real pet peeves with the blood and guts match, and I think it's just because I like wrestling the way I like wrestling, is that when as soon as the rules were implemented, you could kind of see the changes in the blood and guts match. Like, 'cause I remember last year, everybody was bleeding like immediately. Like everybody, like 10 minutes into the match, everybody was bleeding all over the place. But like we're 15 minutes, 20 minutes into the match, and I'm like, Kenny Omega's got like a paper cut on his forehead, but nothing else. And so I don't know. It's just like you can kind of see it in some of the promos and some of the match structuring, but it's not like, oh my god, this is horrible type shit.
Yeah, I'm not even. I don't know how I feel about it, frankly. I'm just curious if people have noticed. I'm curious if this is reflected in the show, and yeah, what you're referring to, Rob, is the fact that now with the new moves protocol with AEW, certain dangerous maneuvers have to be cleared with the producers and the creative guys before they're done on television. And that doesn't mean that like the main eventers can't do them, but you got to clear them. And yeah, there is going to be some scaling back with certain things. And like you said, dudes didn't really bleed heavily until later in the match. But that's the thing. To me, it feels like a tightening of the ship, so to speak, and getting a bit more organized. But
they're not real wrestlers. They're not real wrestlers. Ric Flair once bled 2 minutes into the match and went 23 more minutes. They're not real.
But do you think oversaturation kind of like
led to these changes?
Cool? Like, if you see someone bleeding, like, for example, like, we're going to exclude Moxley from this conversation because it's his personality. But if, like, in every single match or, like, the majority of the matches, like, they just lead with blood, does the blood have the same amount of, like, significance? Okay.
What happened? Sorry, I gotta look. Look. The thing about blood is I'm a person. I like blood in wrestling. I think serious matches with heavy violence should include blood. You know what I mean? Because that's wrestling, right? Does that mean that I need to see blood every match? Of course not. And so time and place should definitely be a thing. I know John, that's just what he does. He's on record saying, I do it, I bleed because it makes me feel comfortable. So he's just a sick bastard, you know. But yeah, if you have a no DQ match, a street fight, then there should be blood. I mean, that's just the bottom line of that. I don't mind.
Yeah,
And
like
there
I
should
don't
be.
want. Yeah, like I don't. You don't want to see like you see with Mox. You don't want to see Evil Uno bleeding in a singles match every fucking week. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you mean?
And I think what is interesting with the oversaturation is like these things won't have an effect on you if you do it all the time, obviously.
Yeah.
And with that, my philosophy with wrestling, personally speaking, right, and this is actually also in line with some of the people who are involved with Collision, is you do want to make things mean more, you know? So, like, maybe toning down the high spots and building the very specific ones in matches. Maybe scaling back on the blood and using it when it really most matters, things like that. That's how I would get down, right? I know for other people who, you know, like some of the other spectrum of this style, you know, you just want, you know, the more is more approach, which is just a lot of everything. You
Boo! Do
know,
a flip.
there you go. Some people, it's like, no, give me explosion, like give me the explosions. I want that. That's what I want from my AEW. You know, and it seems like they're scaling back on that, and I think some people are afraid of that, and they think maybe that's like taking away
Do
what
you
made a. Go ahead.
do you think that's trying to appeal more to casuals?
I
Kind of
don't
like
know.
widen like
Yeah.
the fan base, make it more palatable for certain people? Because what I will say from my evolution of like this AEW fandom is like around this time, like about a year and a half ago, I just thought that the show was really hectic. And I've said it literally many times on the podcast where certain moments they would
Mhm.
like really have me and then certain moments they would lose me.
Mhm.
So maybe for someone who consumes wrestling similarly to me, they might think that like them pacing it a little better might make the show more watchable.
Yeah. I
I go ahead, Rob.
I think no, I think you're absolutely right because when they have like obviously their parent company is WBD, but when they have other sponsors like WWE sponsors Snickers and a bunch of other companies, when you have a promotion and you know you have a lot of casual fans watching, and so that's why over realistically over the years we realized like yeah the viewership went down, but WWE went PG was because it became where they were bleeding a lot and they were trying to get kids involved because it was TV 14, but they were trying to appeal more to kids and get more of the kids market. So they cut out all the blood, they cut out all the extra stuff, and they just had a bunch. Like I didn't like the cartoonish shit that they were doing,
Yeah.
but it's like they cut out a lot of the stuff that they feel like parents would be like, "Oh, turn this shit off. We're not watching this shit anymore."
You know why I
You
always
know?
thought that was dumb though, Rob? As a kid, I thought wrestling was cooler when it was
Oh
edgier.
yeah, absolutely.
You
I
know what
don't.
I
I
mean?
hated the
Yeah.
PG era. 100.
Yeah, like
Why are
when I
you
was
in a steel
No.
cage match, getting your head run up
bro,
against the
when
cage?
niggas are cursing and bleeding and you're like 7, you think that's the hardest shit ever, bro. You
Bro,
know what I mean?
I'm
Bro,
watching.
Like,
Go ahead.
it used to be that like, and I'm not condoning this, but it used to be when we were kids that like we would beat
mm,
each other within like an inch of our lives, like trying to do this wrestling shit. They don't
that's
even do
just,
no like don't try this at home ads
bro.
anymore.
All
Like that's
all I
not even a
know
thing
is
no more.
all I know is I just have vague memories of being fucking in elementary and middle school, and Shawn Michaels every pay-per-view off the top of my head is just having he has a crimson mask on all these fucking shows. He's selling like he's fucking dead in
It
these
used to
matches
be.
and shit.
It used to be the signature intro. It used to be the signature intro, and then it
Mm,
would be like the then now forever shit, like 20 years ago.
mm,
And then it would be "Don't try this at home," and then it would be the SmackDown intro. Then it would be the
mm.
Raw intro. Now the only place I see "Don't try this at home" at is like on the video games because
Yeah,
that's what the kids are getting.
and to get back on topic with this about are these AEW changes meant to appeal to a bigger audience? I don't know. I feel like what appeals to a bigger audience isn't. I don't think it's a style thing or if it's a that type of thing. I think it's really just are the people on the show being are the people that are most interesting being
Yeah,
focused on in a way that you can watch them develop on a weekly basis. And I think
Mhm.
that's probably why the creative team is there because before it's like if you found someone to invest in, maybe you might not catch up on their journey in a worthwhile way for 2 weeks. And for a weekly TV viewing audience, you don't want that. You want the main characters to be the main characters week in and week out. And they're seeking to see these people change and develop and grow, and so to speak. And that's not for me to say sacrifice to wrestling to do that. That's just me saying they should still be your focal points. Go ahead,
I
Isra.
don't think any wrestling is being sacrificed. Like, I think everyone just needs to calm the fuck down. Like, it's like some similarities that could possibly compare to WWE, but it's like AEW is still going to be like a wrestling centric show. Maybe you might think some things are cringe, but like, relax. Like, I think people are just panicking because they think that it might turn into something else. But it's like, if anything, if Tony Khan is smart, he will learn from WWE's mistakes
Of
because
course.
Yeah, like
a majority of AEW fans used to be WWE fans, and they were like sick of the shit, and that's why they're here. So like he doesn't want to lose that core fan base that he was able to get by like learning from their mistakes.
Which is why he'll never ever he'll never completely just devolve away from like the like primary principles of AEW. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to like giving you the great wrestling and the elite and that type of stuff. What do you think about the Cole MJF stuff, Isra? Because
oh my god, I love it. It reminds me of a buddy cop movie. Like I love unlikely duo pairings. I'm sorry, I know you guys are gonna think this is like a WWE trope, but it's cute.
Cook up. Can they coexist, baby?
At the end of the
Not
day,
even about them coexisting. No, hold on, because originally it was like you're gonna become a tag team and then coexist. But like on the sidelines, they have like these skits where they're like genuinely becoming friends and like slowly bonding. And Adam Cole's teaching MJF how to be a good person and like not condoning any type of like fat shaming or cheating or being a bad person. It was just like a really cute duo. Like they found a way to actually make it very charming. So if anything, I feel like AEW does some of these WWE-esque things better than WWE.
well, yeah, because to make it appeal to like a literal fucking adult, you have to put some nuance and depth into these things, and for me to interpret this, I think it is like one of those things where Max is the character of MJF is like a troubled person. You know what I mean? Like at his core, I think his character like he's a guy overcompensating. Like he's not really who he presents himself as. Like this kind of fucking like smug.
Like there was that one skit where they were like playing video games together, and he was like thinking like, "Wow, this is what it's like to have a friend." And I'm like,
that was great.
That was so cute.
Yo, when he said like, "I've never played a multiplayer game before," and he's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, you need friends for that."
Friends.
I was like, "Damn."
Bro, if he turns, bro, they have to win the tag belts. They gotta win the tag belts.
Isra, do you think that they should keep this going, or because the thing is, the original plan was obviously for like one of them to turn on the other to set up a title match soon, and we are getting up to the Wembley.
The problem is that they're so lovable together. So it's kind of like when you have like KO with Jericho, or how you had like KO with Seth, or like Cesaro and Sheamus and stuff, like these guys that like when they get together, it's like now you like them together. Now you don't want them to like break up. So yeah, it's gonna happen eventually, but I'm not gonna like it.
That's the thing, and just as a message to folks, because I've seen some of the criticisms about this, like how like these outside the ring pre-taped segments are just not AEW's thing, or that like some of the aspects of this are pushing it a little bit, like Max singing "Happy Birthday" to Adam Cole in the ring with the birthday cake and the dance off in the ring. I mean, I'm not gonna say this is like my type of stuff, but at the end of the day,
honestly, I feel like it's for the girls. I thought it was cute.
Bro,
it is cute. It is cute.
Y'all know I like that kind of shit. Like I think like weddings are fun.
Yeah,
like, these certain types of segments that like they just I don't know. Like I can't.
It's that on air. I'm gonna assign you with something. I don't know. I'm not giving you a due date, but you have to give us a Wrestle Pierce video essay, and yours is gonna be the top 5 wrestling weddings of all time.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing that. I actually think that if we was to do that on Twitch, that would be fun. We like watch them together.
No, yeah, a watch along is fine. But I'm saying like I want you to like.
You want like high production.
Essay. Yeah,
you know what you should do. You should
recap it and shit.
You should. No, we'll talk about it after the show. What you should do. We'll talk about it.
I want to hear you just be like, "I'm Isra, and this is the top 5 wrestling weddings," or something. And you're like number 5, fucking Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian.
Going on,
that's
like,
not on the list.
It's not on the list. What's number 1?
You gotta wait for the video essay.
Okay.
Real. We're going off what we're talking about. Like, we still yet to do a video. We all got shit we're planning.
No, if people have like an ADHD off, like we're gonna see who's gonna actually get their shit done first.
I'm gonna be both. I'm gonna be both of y'all because I'm gonna have that one weird crackhead night where like I just like fucking have mad energy and I just type up like a long ass fucking stream of conscience paragraph.
I'll just get high and
And
write
then,
tonight. I'll just start writing.
if y'all push me, I'll get this shit done by next week, nigga. I'll get something done.
Honestly, with Ibu, that's true. But bullying works. You gotta make him feel like shit about himself.
Good.
He's gonna make me mad. Whenever Monty says something that kind of annoys me, like it pushes me to like get some shit done, you know.
Also, last thing on this whole MJF Adam Cole thing, it's
Mhm.
like the people saying that if the backstage pre-tapes feel like WWE.
Mhm.
The entire reason AEW was here is built off of backstage pre-taped funny moments and segments on a YouTube show that is on the internet.
Yeah, being the elite.
Being the elite is one big backstage pre-tape segment or a pre-tape segment. It's compiled into one video. So like, I don't understand that.
I didn't even think about that.
That's a pretty
because
interesting
they've
point.
had
People
backstage
act like they don't
segments.
want to like. They're like anti-fun, but it's true. Like they stand being the elite, so it's like, which one is it?
It's like they have backstage moments at AEW that you can tell they were moments of Ring of Honor. You could tell were filmed in Ring of Honor. Even in Japan, they were all just one big backstage pre-tape skits and segments.
That's a good point. Let's get into some super chats because a lot of the super chats kind of address the stuff we were talking about. Berkey199 said, off topic, but how we feeling about Dom as NA champ? I'm gonna just say this real quick, Berkey. Monty was incredible talking about this on the Dynamite preview this Wednesday. He was just an absolute fucking freak, jumping for joy about this, while Joe and Ao just sat there confused. And all I'm gonna say about it is this: it appears like this is going to segue into Dragon Lee beating him and also forging a friendship and a partnership with Rey Mysterio.
No, it's
and we got after SmackDown went off the air, we got a segment with Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. And Dragon Lee told him how much he appreciated everything he's been to him as an inspiration. And Ray basically said, "Yeah, man, you know, I give you permission to go after Dominic, and I'll be right by your side when you do it."
that was AI. That was AI. That wasn't real.
In all seriousness, I think Dragon Lee was a big signing from AAA for WWE. It was a big get for them, right? And Rey Mysterio was so powerful when it comes to getting Mexican talent over in the WWE setting. So I think it's a very, very savvy thing to pair him to then use to then beat Dominic, who's a heat magnet.
Listen,
and so, as a vehicle to get Dragon Lee over, I think it's effective.
There were times where I was told last year, I was tagged, I was tweeted at, I was replied to, Dominic would never be a champion. Dominic will never win a single WWE championship. He will retire championshipless, and his legacy will be forgotten. We've had 2 titles by now, people. 2 titles by now. And
For what?
After we beat Uzi at WrestleMania next year, Cody be coming for that belt, little bro.
What are you talking about?
Cody, what belt is Cody gonna have?
The U.S. title.
Roman Reigns' belt. That's what
the
he's gonna
U.S.
have.
title.
He's gonna have Roman Reigns' fucking championship. Thank you for the super chat, Berkey. It's been a minute since I used rankings 199.
That's so funny.
So that's the thing. The reason why some people are complaining is because they think that the sports-based product that they were getting from AEW has turned into a sports entertainment product. And to me, I think the best version of AEW, frankly, is a happy medium. And WWE is not the only company to ever, just try to be entertaining and fun. And AEW's version of it, I do enjoy AEW's idea of fun when they really put their minds to it and put really talented people in the process.
I'm so glad. A part of me is glad they got rid of the ratings, like the ranking system. We all know is because Dax kept crying about it on the internet. But I'm
we're the number 1 ranked tag team, but we're not on the show.
Oh my god, crazy. Bro! You're not, bro. Nobody cares about you. Shut up. We're in the middle of a storyline right now, bro. Fuck off. So it's just like. But it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing because it was just like all the people acting like all these dark matches really mattered. Like, well, he beat Aaron Sazowski on dark 5 times in a row, 5 weeks in a row, so he should get a title shot. Oh, that work out with Scorpio Sky.
Chi-Town Spurs with $5. Some may call Collision more methodical. To me, I feel it's boring at times because prime example was the main event way too long. So Chi-Town Spurs speaks to like some people's feeling on this is that some people enjoy how Dynamite will do 5 to 6 matches because as a result, the TV matches are like 13 minutes roughly, and it's just kind of bang, bang, bing, boom, boom, boom. It's very little slowdown. You get right to the point. And Collision is more like 4 matches, 20 something matches each, 20 something minutes each. Take your time with it. Personally, as an old head, so to speak, I like the approach to their main events because like I like the kind of house show, old school TV main event feel about some of these matches. Doesn't mean that they start slow sometimes, yeah, but I can appreciate the little things. I can appreciate the little things for that. Thanks for the super chat, Sai Tom. Monty fell asleep. Christian Ramos, $2. MJF and Cole is a W. This feels like Jimmy Jacobs' work. Yeah, I don't know for sure if it is, but I'd like to think he has a big hand in this stuff too, because Jimmy Jacobs is big on the kind of pre-recorded segment type stuff like this. So that probably is a lot of Jimmy Jacobs'. And again, as we said, I like the Cole MJF stuff. Trust the process 30 for $4.99. Why did AEW production get worse after the Mansory hire? They stay botching camera angles and audio issues. I didn't notice this until this week. This week specifically, like the camera missed in Blood and Guts. John Moxley surrendered for Wheeler Yuta when Wheeler Yuta was getting choked out. Like John Moxley was the one who surrendered, not Wheeler Yuta. And that was the big story thing. It's that like
moron.
The big thing was John felt like his it's like his baby. He felt his son like in danger, and so he surrendered, and the camera missed it. And then Jay White did the Blade Runner finisher on, I believe it was Andretti, and the camera missed that too. So I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, I don't know. They got to tighten that up. But yeah, man. Isra, are you an LA Knight girl?
Yes.
Robert,
I'm becoming an LA Knight girly.
Robert, are you a member of the Yeah movement?
Bro, the Yeah movement is the biggest wrestling since the Yes movement. And I'd argue that it's bigger than the Yes movement. Listen.
It's fair.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm an LA star. Yeah. Let me talk to you.
Wait, why do you eat that?
Let me talk to you.
Let me say, no. His fucking catchphrases and shit. Whose game is it? Bro, I was at Collision yesterday, and like every commercial break, for no reason, traveling around the building is just, yeah. And people going, whose game is it?
Listen, we've been worldwide for 6-7 years. You ain't got to do all this. We've been worldwide.
I'll tell you how I feel about him. So ever since he was Eli Drake on Impact and later on NWA, I always saw him as a guy who was like a fine wrestler, but like a really fun persona. Like obviously, yeah, he is like a hybrid of The Rock and Stone Cold and shit like that. But at the end of the day, he's a fun talker. His catchphrases are catchy, and he kind of just makes me laugh. Like when I say his catchphrases to myself, I just fucking chuckle. Like I just think he's really funny to me. I'm never like checking for an LA Knight match personally, right? And so I kind of
ball.
But I'm kind of in the middle of this controversy because like he was in this US title invitational, right? With these 2 4-way matches. People assumed, okay, he didn't win Money in the Bank. He's going to win this thing and beat Austin Theory. And WWE instead opted to do this storyline with the LWO. And the finals of the invitational are Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. And, fans are really mad. They're mad at Triple H. They think that they're fumbling LA Knight. And that they're not making use of a guy who's like super fucking over, and he is over as fuck. He's over in 2 companies, and I get that. I totally get that, and I get why WWE fans like he resonates with them. But I have this like weird feeling about it because it's like selfishly the mark in me wanted a Rey and Santos final because I like watching those wrestlers more. But I can acknowledge that.
Like, I mean, like, I wanted that match more too. Like, I've been a Santos girly before I was ever a LA Knight girly, so this is just conflicting. Yeah, it's like, which father,
that's the thing about it. So like,
I just think we're in such a like great place in wrestling with like the DILF community. Like, I feel like this is just the best that it's ever been. Like,
what did I walk back into? What is going on?
Isra thinks that this is the golden era of wrestling DILFs. That's
and no, you agree. You told me
I don't have an opinion on wrestling.
You agree.
I look. All I know is this, right? Um, it's just a funny situation because the
Like
fans are like,
I just don't like that there's static now with like Santos and LA Knight. Cause like
Okay.
all like we can't compare like the baddies.
here's the funny thing about it is, for like to me, I think about it, and usually when WWE doesn't give the fans what they want, the thing that they opted for like really fucking sucks, right? And in this case, it's like fans are mad they're not getting LA Knight winning the US title, but what they are getting is like, to me, like from a wrestling standpoint, like very interesting, and just again something that I selfishly wanted, and it kind of makes me think about like in the past, right? Like with Daniel Bryan and things like that. Whenever the fans kind of like rebelled against the company, it was because like the work rate types weren't getting pushed, like CM
Yeah.
Punk and Daniel Bryan and guys like that. Now it's like we don't want Lucha Libre, we want LA Knight because of his catchphrase.
I get people's frustration with it, but look, this is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I would rather, and this is not like the obvious comparison that everybody's gonna make it seem like, but I'd rather Santos be in a situation where he's facing Rey Mysterio rather than being in Rey Mysterio's spot in 2014, which was he goes up against LA Knight, who is it's not arguable. Besides, like Jey Uso, the biggest babyface on SmackDown, he literally gets Daniel Bryan level reactions. And
Mhm.
so, if you have him go up against LA Knight, you're gonna literally have a situation like when Ray was number 30 in the Royal Rumble in 2014, or all those situations where he was getting booed out of the fucking building. And the I don't know, even was it legit or not that these reports of like they want a huge Latino babyface superstar.
Yes, this is correct.
Ooh.
WWE has been trying to. They've been trying to do that for years, right? But this year they finally have gotten serious about like we need a top level, main event level Latino babyface, and
As they should,
they do believe that Santos Escobar is that guy. That's why they've
because
put Ray with him. It's why Santos was doing a lot of PR with WWE in Mexico City yesterday. They had him and Cody Rhodes going around, kissing babies and doing interviews and stuff like
Cody
that.
Rhodes is Mexican now.
He's Cuban, but he
He really is Homelander. No,
he's
No,
cute.
it doesn't count.
But not anyway. The point is they had those two guys doing PR, right?
Mhm.
And in their minds, it's because they see Santos on that level, and I think he's talented. I'm a fan of him, and
And
yeah,
it's also like okay, like obviously, like he is the biggest Latino baby face of all time, Rey Mysterio. But in my mind, with the shit they tried to do to him, they really failed. They fumbled Rey Mysterio. Alberto Del Rio was never going to be there because he's a dickhead in real life, so nobody really wanted to cheer for him. They fumbled Rey Mysterio the first time because they gave him the world title and they had him have a losing record when he was champion. They fumbled him the next time when he beat Miz for the WWE title,
oh my god.
and then he lost it to the Miz. So it's like this time around, I get why they would avoid fucking it up with LA Knight and give it to Santos rather than LA Knight right now. I know he's the biggest in like on the roster, but y'all gotta relax. His time will come.
I
He's 40. Wait, how old is LA Knight? Like,
LA Knight is 40. He's 40.
Bobby
yeah.
Lashley's like 48.
Yeah, Bobby's old
Bobby
as fuck.
Lashley has accomplished a lot in his career at this point, though. Like
Yeah,
LA Knight, he hasn't even touched the belt in
I,
WWE, has he?
I'm really mixed on this because I'll tell you this: like the WWE hardcore drone fans, like they're like kind of coping a little bit because they're like, guys, like not everyone needs to get something now, but like you do want to strike when the iron's hot with the wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, what better
Yeah.
time to push the guy than now? And also, if not now, when SummerSlam's coming up, then when? Right? With that
Yeah, it
said,
makes no sense. Like, I mean, I know things can change, but as of
yeah,
right now, they're saying that he doesn't even have anything planned for SummerSlam, which is crazy. Like, they don't
no,
want
he
to make
doesn't.
money.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he's over. Like I said, I was at AEW yesterday, and LA Knight was one of the most over people on the show, and he wasn't on the show.
Yo,
People are
I
doing.
don't
literally,
know what they're putting like LA Knight on, but lately he just looks different, you know? He has
You
like a
just
different type of vibe, different
you
type of
just
aura.
when a woman starts talking about a man's aura and his vibe and saying it's different, she just thinks
It's
he's handsome. That's
different.
all it is. That's really all it is. He's handsome and he has bass in his voice. That's really that's all this is
No, it's
about.
like no. It's like he has like a different type of like charisma. Like a
He,
lot of
he
men in wrestling could be attractive, but like They don't do nothing for you. Like they just like
You know what?
nothing, like a nothing ass handsome guy. Like
I think it's all in the voice. Some guys just don't have that voice. Like Ricochet
I
will
think
get
it's
a.
the fact that he can like son these other grown ass men.
He
We
walked
don't
in
get
and
enough of that, honestly.
he walked in and Logan Paul and he said, "This guy makes videos for 14-year-old girls." It's like, damn, okay, you know. This is a map that'll tell you where to shove each and every one of those bottles of
This
prime.
is a mop.
No, he
Yeah.
really.
What did he tell you? What did he tell? He told. I think he told one wrestler some shit the other day. Bro, that nigga is hilarious, bro. He had a promo in TNA where he was like, "I see Raw BE, I see Jesse G. All I see is a dummy." Yeah.
He just it's so funny because Parker's right when he says like his whole shtick is so dumb. It is dumb, but it's like so funny because like it's so simple and like people like really get into it. Um yeah, but
I would have done was I would have built Grimes up already. I would have put them in a three-way at Money in the Bank and had like LA Pin Grimes or LA Pin Theory for it. And then I would have had them feud over the title because they already have a past feud or on NXT. They've already had like issues in the past. So I would have just did that on the main roster.
I don't know what to do
What's
with
the
that.
plan for Austin Theory for SummerSlam? Is there anything out about that?
He's not gonna wrestle at SummerSlam. So Rey Mysterio and Santos are wrestling next week. The winner of that is facing Theory on the go home SmackDown for SummerSlam for the US title. That's the current
Does
plan.
Triple H
That's so lame.
does Triple H like hate every other championship on SmackDown besides the undisputed title?
It's more so
He
that
hates no, he doesn't care about any other belt on the whole, like everything. Period. Like it's
what
not
it
even just SmackDown.
what it really is SummerSlam has too many fucking matches. There's like 10 matches on this show.
Don't care. Need more matches.
You don't want that, trust me.
WrestleMania was 5 hours. We can
I'm
do
not
5
I'm not
hours again.
watching this shit
No,
for 4
it's like
fucking hours.
it's a title though. It's
It
a
is a
championship
title.
belt.
I get it.
And if you want to make these luchadors matter more or feel more important, why are they wrestling on the go-home show?
I'll tell you what. You, listen, maybe part of it is just that nigga thinks Theory fucking sucks. And he's not trying to
If
see him out
anything,
there.
it will make Santos more over.
Yeah, no, listen, I agree with you, and I want him to beat Theory, you know. So we'll see what happens there. I'm gonna get into this LA Knight report by PW Torch because this might maybe illuminate us as to why he's not being pushed as hard as maybe fans would like him to. So it said that Vince McMahon has grown to be a fan of LA Knight, and it's pretty clear that Paul Triple H Levesque has been behind him since the NXT days. McMahon had Knight in the Maximum Male Models group last year, and there was talk that he could have been released. Knight has stated publicly that he was expecting to be let go, but his fortunes changed when Triple H became the head person running the creative end of things backstage. The report goes on to say, however, one thing that some backstage are saying about Knight is that his push can be derailed because of his reputation for rubbing people the wrong way and being, quote, bad at backstage politics, end quote, per sources of Wade Keller of The Torch.
It's
Keller,
so
That,
funny.
that just makes him so much hotter.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead and finish.
Keller also noted that despite Knight's work being average or below average from what you see from the main eventers, he is on course to get a high-level push because of the way he has connected with the crowd. But if his push fizzles, then it is likely because of the way he handles himself backstage. So the jury is out. The plans to push Knight after SummerSlam are in place, but if those plans change, then you know the likely reason why. I have a theory as to what are these so-called backstage politics he's bad at, but what do you think about this report, Isra?
I think everything you said just made LA Knight so much more attractive, so much more of a real man, and more reason for him to like be champion today.
What do you think are these backstage politics that he's allegedly bad at?
I don't know. It got to be something with Triple H, no? Or William Regal. I don't like getting into the drama with men because like it's just always like way too deep with them.
I think niggas just on his dick, bro. Like, last year. Oh, go ahead. What's your theory?
I think he just doesn't shake certain people's hands because he doesn't care, and they're like, right, who do you think you are? You know, just last week he was on the mic and he straight up said on the mic, He said, "We all know I'm the best thing to happen to this company." And I was like, "Oh damn."
I don't even think it's that, bro. I think it's just people on his dick, bro. Listen, last year when that nigga was losing every week on SmackDown, nobody had shit to say. It was reports about him not being a good sport or not being nice backstage, and now all of a sudden that nigga's getting hot, and everybody's just like, "Oh well, he's bad person backstage, and he kind of stinks." Like, what the fuck? Don't be mad because you don't have charisma.
Anytime someone has like they don't know backstage politics, they're a mess backstage, it's usually just because it's someone that has like self-respect.
Yeah, that's the thing
He's a
about
man that knows his worth, bro. Do you hear the crowd?
Isra. Wrestling has such antiquated like mindsets about like how you're supposed to conduct yourself backstage. And sometimes, look, I get being respectful for like the people who are established, right? I get shaking hands, I get being appreciative, but like if
Why
you
you
walk,
gotta shake everyone's hands though?
that's
Like,
the thing.
Like proper, I think it's like proper etiquette, like the etiquette thing.
It's the etiquette
okay.
thing. Yeah. There was an indie wrestler that once told me that like they were just kind of like, yeah, like when you go backstage, you're supposed to like just shake everybody's hand in the fucking locker room, and that they just think that's just so like just
Well,
crusty and outdated.
if you don't know them, or if they didn't contribute to the production of your match or the production of the show, period, why do you have to even acknowledge their life?
The idea is just thank you for being a part of this business that I can thrive in and make money in. Like, just,
It's 2023, bro.
But that
Like,
and no, I think it's that, and also like if somebody comes backstage and you've never interacted with this person in your life, and they don't even want to be like, "Yo, what's up?" and shake your hand, like you'd be like, "Fuck wrong with bro?" Did somebody tell him some shit about me, or they spreading rumors and shit?
Javo in the chat said, Undertaker was calling locker room meetings at 3 a.m. over not getting his
That's a
hand
real
shaken.
nigga. That's a real shout out. You see, CM Punk was wrong. Shout out Undertaker and what's the wrestler's court.
Yo, that nigga CM Punk got in trouble with Undertaker because he walked in with he became world heavyweight champion in 08, and he was dressed kind of like, bummy or whatever. And Undertaker was just kind of like, that's not how a champion dresses. And CM Punk's just kind of like, I don't care. And Undertaker's like, excuse me?
I ain't even talking about the scene. Yo, wrestler's court was beast, bro.
they don't got wrestler's court no more?
No, they don't do wrestler's court no more. MazFest84 said, WWE to me is plastic, hard to describe. A lot of the chaos, grit, soul left in the mid-2000s. It's why good puro lucha hits different, feels authentic. Yeah, man. You know what I think it is really? It's just the production, and it's why the Puerto Rico show just felt like alive to me, because there wasn't a big LED stage. It was just 18,000 people packed in, really fucking passionate about wrestling and into the people that they wanted. That's and not that the show is gritty from like a violent standpoint, but that's real. You know what I mean? And I know for a lot of people, just the video packages and the fucking scripted verbiage and the weird way people talk and the fucking lights and the screens.
They present them like these big stadium shows, like big house shows, because if you look at the house shows never have 30 feet tall LED trons and shit like that. It's just very small.
Wrestling is good guys versus bad guys with fans packed in cheering the person that they want to cheer. That's wrestling.
When that drone rode in at Backlash, yo.
Yeah, that was great. I love that show. That show was fucking awesome. Thanks for the super chat, Maz fan. I totally get what you're saying, and look, a lot of people share your sentiment. If I was in the company, I'd want more of that style in the big show. Go ahead, Isra. This is for you.
Mavs fan 84, $2. Thank you. They want to know, Isra, who's the hottest man and woman in AEW? AEW has a lot of attractive people, if I'm honest, but like I'd probably say like Christian. I like Jungle Hook when they was together.
Oh my God.
Sky Blue, and obviously Jade Cargill, Willow. It's a lot, actually.
A lot of good.
But it's certain people I gotta leave out just to protect myself because I don't want to sound thirsty. But the roster is stacked. But I'm gonna go Christian as like the creme de la creme.
All I'm gonna say is it's funny because this is supposed to be the era where we're like anti-sexualization of women and stuff like that. There's a lot of bad bitches in wrestling, though. You know what I mean? When you really think about it, there's a lot of baddies in wrestling.
I'm not taking this bait.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Matchman, thank you for the super chat. Might have to make that one a space. No, I'm playing.
That's nasty. They gonna clip that.
Monty earlier was talking about how I was. Oh no, there's another one. Trust the process. 34, $4.99 in 3 years. Do you think it's more likely MJF is a WWE talent or leaves wrestling for acting? I low-key can see him pivoting to acting. Acting is a thing that Max wants to do and wants to go into. So if he gets an opportunity, he'll do it. And I think he could, honestly. I think his acting from a wrestling standpoint is really good. Usually when wrestlers try to just kind of like say their scripted lines and emote, like it's really cringe, you know. But he's like just very natural at it. I really enjoy his stuff, and I could see him getting into acting.
Loki, I see him and Adam Cole's thing. It just gives me like a buddy comedy.
Exactly.
I feel like if he was to like try to dip into, you know, actual movies, like maybe not right away he'd be like a fucking like Oscar worthy actor, but I do think like it would be fun.
If they made a 4-episode streaming service series.
Yo, I'm Takeshita. How could I forget? That's literally my man. But I'm like,
someone said Roderick Strong. Oh man,
nah.
Someone said Willow Nightingale. Absolutely. Oh my god.
Okay, we're not doing this.
Why can't I?
No.
Y'all not getting me.
I can't. Chris
Y'all not getting me.
What is that?
Oh man. Anyways. Look, man. Monty earlier was talking about how I was being delusional, wanting SummerSlam to be 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'd like to see that. He thinks it's going to be 5 hours. All I know is it's a show with a lot of matches, and the 3 big main events are Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor in a rematch, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar in a stipulation to be named, and Roman Reigns and Jey Uso in a match that's called Tribal Combat, where the winner gets the championship and the title of Tribal Chief in the NOIE family.
Yo, that shit makes no sense how they were trying to make it a triple main event again. Like, what is there to main event with Cody Rhodes? It's like a participation trophy.
There's only one main event.
Either way, Marty said Roman and Jay going 52.
There's only one main event, baby.
Bro, it's a no DQ match, bro. That shit. If that shit is 52 minutes, Roman Reigns is a fucking sociopath.
Only one man has pinned your tribal chief.
Yo, Rob,
in
that
3 years.
That nigga gonna slowly walk and punch him around the arena while just kind of going.
And we gonna eat it up, nigga. What do you mean?
This what you wanted? You wanted this spot? You wanted the head of the table?
All you had to do was fall in line. This is from our family.
Jay's gonna cut promos back like, nah, Oos, nah. Hitting him and shit.
Oh my god, when Jimmy makes his return.
Look, Roman's gonna get a kendo stick and slowly just hit this man with his kendo stick.
For my kids, for your kids.
While Heyman's like, this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't fall in line.
You're so amazing, my tribal chief. Thank you, my tribal chief.
But the point is, these are the 3 main events, and there's a rumor out that Bray Wyatt is going to return and affect one of these main events. I don't know which of these 3 it's going to be.
Hey,
a lot of people have.
Monty said, "Oh my God, is that Rikishi?"
Is that Alpha? Oh my God!
Oh my God! I pray to God he shows up.
Hey, listen, there's only one feud that's happening after this show, and it's this one right here, baby.
Go fuck yourself.
It's this one right
Before you
here.
listen. How about this one? Solo Sikoa is trying to hit Jay Uso.
Yeah, if you've made it this far in the video, please hit like, leave a comment, make sure you subscribe if you haven't, because I'm not seeing enough likes for the amount of viewers we got right now.
We got bills to pay, so like please like this video if you haven't liked the video. But nah, so these three are the main events. Cody Brock in a stip to be named, the Tribal Combat match, and Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
It's not 3 main events.
The point is Bray Wyatt is rumored to be returning after one of these matches. I don't know which one it's going to be. I know which one I don't want it to be.
What?
And I don't want it to be.
It's not gonna be with Seth unless he wants to feud with Finn, who's gonna lose, which would make no sense. He has no place in this tribal bullshit. Like it just wouldn't make any kind of sense. Like it's gonna be your fave. It's gonna be your daddy.
You gonna hear after the match when he pins Brock? Are you gonna hear what? That.
Yo,
Hey,
Monty
you.
in the chat said, Cody Rhodes,
Cody
you're a
Rhodes,
liar.
You're a liar. You say you've never had an interaction with me. You've never met me before.
Cody Rhodes, I gotta say, you call yourself a nightmare, man.
But
You
what
never
about
met
this
me.
picture right here?
I'll show you a nightmare, brother.
This is you. It's my mentor.
You know, before I became Bray Wyatt, I was an NXT man.
Peach. Seth is not working Bray. The last time Bray
That shit is not happening.
The last time Seth Rollins worked Bray, it almost killed his career.
Monty says Bray Wyatt gives us incredible podcast content, so I'm all for it. Monty, I'm going to agree with you on that front.
Let me tell y'all something. Hold on, because I was there at it was Extreme Rules, right? When Bray Wyatt made his return, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Front and center. Let me tell y'all something. I don't play with demons. I don't play with the devil, none of that. And let me tell you, I had this moment of derealization when like he just like pulling up in all different parts of the arena and like everyone is like looking for him. And I literally felt like I was in the middle of a demonic ritual. Like I was in fear for my life. So I don't want his ass back.
I remember you were telling me about this and you were saying how like you just felt in your spirit that you had to like get out of there. You know,
no, I was not. No.
It's funny. I just rewatched that like yesterday, and like it's panning around the arena like to the fucking pig and the rabbit, and all you hear is like, "He's got the whole world."
Oh my god!
In his hands.
Yeah, it's a bunch of but in the place of it, it'll be a bunch of kids standing around Cody like Cena, but they won't have their regular hair. It'll be a bunch of blonde buzz cuts standing around Cody.
Oh my god!
With American flag tattoos on their necks.
All you're gonna hear, yo, Cody wins the match, and all you hear it around the arena. Adrenaline.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. My father said,
you know, Cody Rhodes, you talk about your father. You talk about your father. Your father was a world champion. My father was IRS. That nigga stunk.
Yo, all right, here's something. So earlier, Chi-Town Spurs said that you do a good. He said that you do a good Top Dollar impression, Rob. So let's do it. Let's do a Top Dollar Bray Wyatt promo battle right now. I'm gonna let you start this one, Rob. Go ahead.
All my life, I'm from them streets. I'm from where we work hard. But all I see is Bray Wyatt talking about he's from here, he's from there. You never been where I've been. You ain't seen what I seen.
Top Dollar, man. You know, I like Hit Row. But I'll show you the real Row.
Wait, man. Hold on. I don't know what you mean by show me your Row. We don't get down like that over here on these parts. But, man, listen. Why the lights went out? What's going on? What happened?
Hit Row. Oh my god.
Listen, man. Y'all get ready, man, for the 6 months before we get to Philadelphia of Cody versus Bray Wyatt.
No. Oh my god. Could you imagine Cody I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. Cody fucking staring around all fucking scared and exasperated and shit.
Yo,
you know?
Cody, you know good and goddamn well his dramatic ass wants that Bray Wyatt feud, bro. He gonna be standing around cutting a promo. He's gonna be like, now that I've finally gotten past Brock Lesnar, finally, and all you start seeing Dusty cut a promo on the screen and
my god.
You start seeing the Hard Times promo get cut.
all you hear is
cuts to IRS.
You got a distorted version of Hard Times is getting replaced by a computer, daddy. Getting replaced by a computer, daddy. Getting replaced by a computer, daddy.
My father was replaced by a company in the background.
Yo, we talk about cinema. That bloodline shit is not. This is about to be cinema.
No, it's not. Bray
It's about to be real wrestling.
Cody Rhodes, brother.
Oh yeah, like Monty said in the chat, there's not a man I can't beat after I've just defeated Brock. Oh no. Is that the Fiend?
Is that the Fiend?
Oh
my
Corey.
God.
Is that the Fiend?
Fucking Kevin Patrick. Oh my God. Please no. Stay away from him. You know who I do think would do great with Bray?
No, I mean you're a Bray fan. No, you're a Bray fan. Like you were so excited to have him come back, and you were so excited
I don't know
for
about
Cody
that.
to come back. So I just think this is like the perfect type of
You're
feud.
trolling me.
It's your two favorite wrestlers.
They're not my two favorite wrestlers at all. I think Bray should work with Seth Rollins.
Chat. Let me know if I'm wrong. Wasn't this man excited that Bray's coming back?
I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, that's cool, I guess.
I don't know.
I think
I got voice notes of you on my phone, literally crying.
No, I know you don't.
Y'all thought that Athena Willow shit was bad?
No, you fucking don't. I think Seth Rollins should work with him. I think that's what should happen.
I think Seth Rollins like made him famous enough. I think Cody Rhodes needs to pay his dues.
Seth Rollins and Bray had two feuds, one in 2017 and one in 2019, and they were both really bad.
Honestly, I don't even remember either of these feuds happening.
Yes, you do.
God.
Bray Wyatt is the reason Seth doesn't act like a normal fucking human being on TV anymore.
One had the Revolution knee, and the other one had the curb stomp, and they both were terrible.
Bro.
Horrible.
Bray Wyatt had Seth literally like pooping himself on TV.
They had a Hell in a Cell match. And
thank you guys for joining us on the WrestlePeers podcast. Your host is stressed out.
Chi-Town Spurs with $5. Kobe has the most hubris of any wrestler. He saw Seth say Bray kills careers and wanted to prove him wrong. It's the most Cody thing ever. That's the thing about this, Rob. This nigga Cody, right, is going to be doing fucking interviews with Early Hawani, right? And Hawani's going to be like, are you concerned about working with Bray? And he's like, no.
That's not how his interviews with Hawani go. He's going to ask a question about AEW first. And then hoping he shits on AEW, and then he's gonna ask his regular.
But either way, Cody's gonna be so Cody. He's like, yeah, I welcome I welcome the challenge. I mean,
do you believe
that on his face?
I think Bray's
and then Cody's he's gonna start getting booed again. He's not gonna know what to do with himself. He's gonna like find another company to terrorize, to leech off of, to destroy. Like he literally shits on everything he touches. Like, bro, when he starts getting booed, like. That's gonna be beautiful.
Do you think he's gonna be like Cody? How do you feel about the plans for you working with the Fiend? And do you think it's better than CM Punk currently working with Dark Order right now? I'm just asking questions.
Monty said, Cody and Bray in the lab cooking as we speak. I fear that's the thing about this. They're probably backstage, and Bray's like, and then I'll bring up your father, and then maybe you can bring up. You could bring up the Wyatts and Brody Lee. It's like, no, but we don't need none of this.
They put your father in polka dots, but they made mine a government official.
You know, Cody.
Stop bringing up his dad. Like,
my brother Cody, you had the last match of my brother Brody. I never got to say goodbye to him, but you did, huh?
Yo, Bray Wyatt being a Nepo baby is crazy.
People forget this
because he portrays himself like he lives in the fucking dirt. He acts like he lives in the fucking dirt.
Your uncle was Barry Windham, and your father is IRS. You were not broke.
Your family broke. Was in the fucking business.
Your uncle was a 4 horseman. Not
You're 199. This is motion picture booking.
It really is.
I don't know if it's that, but I can tolerate Bray as long as he stays away from my favorites. Because then I could just laugh at it.
You like Bray. You love Bray Wyatt.
You're literally a Bray fan. Yo, my phone has died, and this is evidence. It has died. It won't turn on. How my phone been on? I would expose you right the fuck now.
Isra has nothing in her phone that would incriminate me.
No, let me charge this shit up. It's gonna be on the timeline.
We're gonna come up with his Rico and post it in one big thread.
Yo, the Israel files are crazy right now.
The Israel files
just keep giving me material.
It's not real.
Y'all think he's doing shit for the AEW job? Just wait till you find out what he got.
I'm not
doing that for them. Just wait till you find out what he plans on doing to go to Philly.
Yo, fucking where is it? My man said where I gotta get the comment again. Brandon Van said Bray smells like skunk weed. I don't want to know what that nigga smells like, bro. I don't want to know what that brother smells like. Shout out to Bray Wyatt. He seems like a nice guy. You know, he seems like he just wants an outlet for his creativity. I think he should do movies or TV shows. You know, trust the process. 34. When W, hold on. All right. When WWE milks the bloodline story another 2+ years by adding guys like Umaga's son and Jacob Fatu, resulting in Cody never finishing the story. Not gonna happen.
It's not Cody's story.
It was never his
It is
story.
not Cody's story. It was never his story.
Popping your titty and winning the match is not adversity. Coming back and winning every match until the main event is not adversity. I need more adversity than that. Somebody's got to die. Somebody has to lose their life. Somebody's got to lose a limb. That's real adversity.
Cody, I got this pitch for you, brother. What if we signed Goldust, brother?
What if we kidnap Brandy Rhodes?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay,
Yo,
fine.
Brandy Rhodes, listen.
Liberty.
I'm gonna sound like not like a feminist if I say what I want to say about Brandy Rhodes. So let's just continue.
Peach, I just want everyone to know that Peach says that I have texted Rob saying Cody should have won at Mania, by the way. Yeah, that's the thing. See, Rob, here's the thing about Rob. No. He's just faking the funk, to pop Big Brother AO.
No, this is just not true. Ibu, I have text messages of you doubting Cody Rhodes.
Actually. Yes, I did. I was very anxious about this.
He was having panic attacks.
I wasn't having panic attacks.
Yo, it was nasty. We would tell him shit in the group chat and he would run to a source immediately. It was nasty. He'd be like, bro, please, is this true? Please.
Get out of here.
I wasn't sweating.
I don't yeah, I wasn't sweating. Whatever. Cody,
I knew my tribal chief would not let me down.
All I know is wrestling's in a pretty good place right now, and I don't want my feelings on this to change because of a Cody Bray Wyatt program. Cody, you got this. You're gonna beat Brock.
Bro, everything Cody do is garbage. Like, honestly, I don't understand how this is gonna change anything. It's just gonna be another trash feud with him.
Cody let Warhorse get a primetime slot on television. I think that should be crimes to pay enough.
Anyways, shout out to we got another super chat from Mr. Coach O here. Let's get that on the screen, Monty.
Got you.
That boy Bray Wyatt played on my D line in 04, moved slower than a tortoise in molasses. Go Tigers.
Oh no, you gotta sound like you have throat cancer, bro. This how you do.
I don't know who Coach O is.
That boy Bray Wyatt
played on my D line in 04, moved slower than a tortoise in molasses. Go Tigers. Sure. But listen, man, shout out to Cody Rhodes. Shout out to CM Punk.
He's pretty bad.
Shout out to Ricky Starks. Shout the fuck out to Willow and Athena, two women that are
soundboard.
Real wrestlers.
Give me a fucking soundboard, Bob.
Two
women pushing women's wrestling forward. Let's get them on TV more. They're fucking great. They're special. They're moving. Shout out to Six Star.
Six Star, I love you.
Isra gang. Yeah, man.
Shout out to the Israelites.
100%, nigga. 100 fucking percent. But shout out to all those people and shout out to all of you guys for sticking with us for the Sunday podcast. We got some special announcements for you guys before next Sunday. When are we gonna drop them? Stay tuned. Stay on your toes. But we do have some announcements coming next week.
Rob, you got any shout outs you want to get off your chest?
Yes. Coming at SummerSlam and after SummerSlam, we will be starting the WWE watch-alongs, and I am in charge of all of them. So I decide who gets to be on said WWE watch-alongs. Now, listen, I am quite the eye when it comes to talent. Peach will be there, although I will have control over everything she says.
Okay,
I already do.
Can I join?
Sure. Yeah, let's get everybody on there. Let's get everybody in there.
You should call it You should call it like drone purists or something like that.
What about Fed Pierce? Like, let's have some class.
Fed Pierce is hilarious, yo. Fed Pierce is comedy. Yeah, man, that should be dope. I'm happy for you guys. I might stop by one of these.
Yes, sir.
If Cody's on, I'll stop by. But listen, guys, this has been.
But me personally,
yes.
Number one, shout out to my bestie Angel. It's her birthday today.
Oh wow! Happy birthday, to
Angel on Twitter. Wish her a happy birthday. She's so okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think Ibu covered most of it. Willow, Athena, congratulations to them. Like, what they're doing is amazing. It literally made me kind of like want to get back into like literally binging their whole careers. Like it's just very inspiring. So yeah, I feel like we're kind of like going somewhere. So
we are, and Tony should by this point see that those are his crown jewels in that division, and so
I think Tony Khan should hit me up for advice because I'm really smart and like I know what people want to watch.
Yeah,
but he don't respect me.
Hey, remember that episode y'all did of Divas where you were talking about hooking them. They immediately put a hook on the episode after, and it did good numbers.
And they put him on and they shared him.
When I get a 1 day media pass, though, it's over.
Oh, and Isra gets the 1 day. Looking forward to that, man. It's Isra in the building for that. It'll be exciting. But guys, you guys have been great. Please like the video on the way out because it's how I pay my bills. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Yeah, man, and
just, Tony Khan, hit me up. Do not hit Ibu up. Like if you want to make money.
If you want to make money, Tony, you know who to break bread with. Trust the process. And we need an Ibu solo Twitch watch along during his midnight Dynamite viewings. I might do that, bro. You know what I mean. I might really do that. Brandon Van said Isra should be hired for AEW instead of Ibu. I think we should both get hired. Love you guys. Watch the fucking Athena video.
Watch the Athena video.
Watch the Athena video.
Or I'm gonna have the Miz. I'm gonna have the Miz come in there and try to do lucha matches with a broom while you sleep.
Oh.
Thank you guys. This has been the Sunday show. Catch you next time.